Arisu is a gamer boy who doesn't care about his career at all. One day he calls his friends Chota and Karube to meet him at Shibuya intersection. After disruption of the traffic, the three hide inside a public bathroom to escape from the police. Suddenly, all the lights go out. When they step outside, they realize the entire city has turned empty, more deserted than a boy's heart after getting friend-zoned. From now on, they'll have to play games to survive. The first game begins, and Arisu meets two girls. One is Shibuki, and the other's name doesn't matter much because, well, she's going to die soon. The game involves two doors. One leads to life, the other to death. Arisu uses his brain and helps everyone survive. After winning, they get something called a visa, which they must recharge by playing the next game before it expires. Later, they learn the rules. Games with spades are physical. Clubs are teamwork or logic-based. Diamonds test intelligence, and hearts test emotions. The number on each card shows how difficult the game will be. In the next challenge, all players are trapped in a burning building and must find a button to stop it from exploding. Among them is a skilled mountaineer named Asagi, Aguni and creepy Chishia, a strange but loyal crew. After winning, one of their collars explodes, killing him instantly. On the radio, a mysterious voice says, "You should come back to the beach now." Arisu and his friends' visas are about to expire, so they decide to join the group at the beach, hoping for safety. But their next game is a heart game, where only one person can survive.
All of Arisu's friends sacrifice themselves so that he can survive. Heartbroken and alone, Arisu sinks into deep sadness. Usagi finds him and convinces him to join the next game. This time, it's the Four of Clubs, set inside an underground highway. The players must reach a specific point before the timer runs out. During the challenge, one injured player decides to stay behind, accepting his fate. Refusing to abandon him, Arisu finds a bike and rides back to help. He pulls off a heroic move and manages to save Usagi as well. In a shocking twist, they discover that the starting point was actually the end point all along. With the game finally over, Arisu and Usagi make their way to the beach.
Beach is actually a large community led by a man named Hatter and his right-hand man, Naragi, the weirdest guy around. Arisu learns that Hatter was killed in one of the games, and leadership now belongs to Aguni. The beach members convince Arisu to help them collect playing cards, and our innocent gamer agrees even though deception and betrayal surround him. Meanwhile, Anne, a crucial member of Beach community, finds out that the bullet that killed Hatter came from their own weapons. Soon after, chaos erupts. The final game called Witch Hunt begins. Everyone must find out who the witch is and burn their body. The arena turns into a war zone. During the chaos, Usagi saves Arisu. He soon discovers that Momoka, one of the players, wasn't murdered, she took her own life. It's also revealed that Aguni accidentally killed Hatter while trying to stop him. They were best friends and Aguni only fired in self-defense. Feeling guilty, Aguni confessed to being the witch himself. Then Naragi storms in, shooting everyone like a maniac. Aguni jumps into the flames, dragging him with him. Both die in the fire, and the game finally ends. Later, it's revealed that Momoka and Asahi were actually the dealers who helped design these deadly games. From Momoka's phone, Arisu and Asagi find the location of the control center. When they reach it, they discover everyone there is already dead. A new message appears, revealing that there's still more to come. They must now collect the face cards, and that's where the Season 1 ends.
In the beginning of Season 2, Arisu and his group gather again at Shibuya intersection. Suddenly, about 20 new players appear like uninvited party guests, and bullets start raining down. Above them, a message flashes with the King of Spades card. The team escapes in cars, but one unlucky person gets left behind. The King of Spades arrives, stealing a random car, and chases them. Anne's driving instincts kick in, and she speeds like a pro woman and ends up crashing the car, separating the group. They hide in a deserted building overnight. By morning, they realize they need to move before the king finds them, because if he does, they're finished. And just as things settle, Niragi reappears wearing a game bracelet. Soon, the King of Clubs, a muscular guy named Kuma, enters the scene completely naked, making the whole atmosphere even more awkward. Kuma explains the rules of the new game. The game will last for 2 hours, and by the end, the team with the fewest points will die. The leader must divide 1,000 points among all team members. There are 3 ways to earn points: by defeating opponents, by finding hidden heroic items, or by touching the enemy's base. A total of 10,000 points can be earned, but if any player gets caught, they'll die instantly. The game begins and Kuma's team takes the lead with an amazing start. During the fight, one of their teammates gets killed, Arisu's team tries to fight back, attacks the opponent's base, and even finds some hidden items, but they're still 500 points behind Kuma's team. With only minutes left, Arisu goes to Kuma and politely asks him for a handshake. The moment their hands touch, Arisu transfers those 500 points to his own team. In a flashback, we see Tata sacrifice himself by breaking his hand and giving his bracelet to Arisu. When Arisu shook hands with Kuma, Tata's remaining points were also added to Arisu's team. Kuma's team accepts their loss gracefully and is killed by laser beams. Meanwhile, Tata dies from heavy blood loss, leaving everyone emotional. The next scene shifts to Chishia and a few other players trapped in another game. This time, they're imprisoned, and each player has to guess the card symbol printed on the back of their collar. A wrong guess means instant death. They have enough food and water to survive for days, but as time passes, players begin forming alliances and soon start betraying one another. Chishia's partner panics and takes his own life, leaving him completely alone. He tries to make new allies, but no one trusts anyone anymore. One player, Matsushita, lies about the Chishia symbols. Just to be sure, Chishia asks another player, Katoko, about his symbol as told by Matsushita, but she ignores him and walks away. Chishia is now careful and has to guess his own symbol. Luckily, he guesses correct and survives. Matsushita comes out laughing, thinking everyone will be dead. But Chishia, Sonato, and Yaba are also alive. Chishia tells everyone that Matsushita was lying to everyone about their symbols, so it means he is the Jack of Hearts, so Jack of Hearts is also defeated. The next day, Kuina are searching for Chishia, while Arisu and Usagi look for more clues about the world they're trapped in. During their search, the King of Spades appears and attacks them. To protect Usagi, Arisu separates from her. Meanwhile, Aguni, who somehow survived, reunites with Arisu with his new partner. The next morning, they make a plan to capture the King of Spades, but it fails, and Arisu ends up badly injured. Soon after, Usagi finds a little boy who's alone, and his visa is about to expire. Usagi and that kid head off to play another game to fresh their visa. There, she meets Arisu. This next game is a Queen of Spades game where each team in their turn has to tag or recruit players from the opposing team. When time runs out, the team with fewer members dies. Unfortunately, Queen Team is winning. Usagi, with her golden words, inspires everyone's pride and convinces them to join her team. So Usagi Team wins and Queen of Spades dies with style. On the other hand, Chishia faces off against the King of Diamonds, who turns out to be one of the former executives from the beach. The game is based on numbers. Each participant has to choose a number between 0 and 100 within 3 minutes. After calculating 0.8 times the average of all chosen numbers, the person whose number is closest to the result wins. Players die one after another until only Chishia and the king remain. The king remembers his past sins and feels guilty. He lets Chishia win and dies peacefully, finally atoning for his actions. Kuina and Anne are also united and walks out of the game after winning. Now only the King of Spades and the Queen of Hearts remain. Chishia, Arisu, Usagi, and Niragi reunites. Niragi opened fire like a retard. He aims for Usagi, but Chishia comes in front of her and saves her. Arisu then fires at Niragi and injures him. The King of Spades arrives there and opens fire. The surviving group regroups and decides to finish this once and for all. They make a plan to kill the king using explosives. Aguni faces him head-on, while Arisu fills a nearby store with explosive gas. A fierce battle breaks out. The king is extremely powerful, taking down several players. He kills Anne, and Akane also dies, saving Aguni. King also severely injures Kuina and Usagi. Aguni tries shooting the king, but the king also kills him. Even after being shot multiple times, the king doesn't stop. Finally, Arisu lures him into a building filled with gas. Aguni, heavily wounded, sneaks behind the king and pushes him inside. The explosion consumes them both, ending the deadly fight. Later, a strange new scene begins. Mira is the Queen of Hearts. She explains that there are 3 rounds in her game. She tells Arisu that if they complete this final game, they might be able to return to their real world. But she also claims this world isn't real. It's just a reflection of Arisu's mind. Mira reveals that after his friends died in a car accident, Arisu fell into deep shock and imagined all these games as a way to cope with his guilt. Suddenly, the scene shifts to a hospital, where Arisu is seen as a patient and Mira is his psychiatrist. She tells him that he can end this suffering by taking the pills. Usagi comes there and tells Arisu that the games are real. To prove her words, she cuts her wrist in front of him and Arisu starts believing her. Instantly, they're both pulled back into the game world. Seeing Arisu's determination and love for his friends, Mira gets emotional. The game ends and Arisu defeats her. A voice announces that all surviving players can either return to their original world or stay in this one. Everyone chooses to return. The story comes full circle, just like the beginning of the series. All players are shown back in the real world, alive, but with no memory of what happened. Those who died in the game remain dead in real life. Arisu and Usagi meet again in the hospital as strangers, but feel an unexplainable connection. They smile and start walking together. In the final shot, a table is shown with all the playing cards scattered across it. Suddenly, the wind blows them away, except for one card left behind, the Joker. Which means the story isn't over yet. And that's where the Season 2 ends. Like and subscribe for more amazing recaps.